The most tragic origin story in X-Men, Cerebella explored. Superheroes are the guardians of the world. People without powers often look up to them, and they have the unfair responsibility of putting up a tough exterior to save the world time and time again. Very often, superheroes are human with some of the most tragic stories behind them, and that's what pushed them to become someone everyone can depend on. Today, we're looking at the tragic origin story of Cerebella. But before we continue, please make sure to click on that subscribe button and tap the bell icon to always stay updated with our content. A Snatched Childhood. A gifted telepath, Martha Johansson was a mutant runaway, and not much is known about her life before she ran away from her home. But it's no difficult task for the readers of X-Men to guess why a mutant might have resorted to deserting her biological family, as almost always, the bigotry of the parents is the reason. Martha might have run away from her home in the hopes of reaching a more safe and secure place, but what she didn't know was that she was escaping from the frying pan to end up in the fire. She was captured by the U-Men, a group of human supremacists who believed that they could create a third superior race by grafting and modifying their bodies with mutant organs and blood. They would use mutant blood transfusion, organ grafting, and gene modification using mutant parts. Towards this end, they kidnapped a lot of mutants and conducted unethical experiments on them. When John Sublime, the leader of the U-Men, got his hands on Martha, he had her brain removed from her body. Martha was left as a disembodied brain, subdued by drugs and injections that Sublime regularly dosed her with to use her powers as he wished to. Two of the mutants that Sublime wanted to attack and harvest their organs were Cyclops and Emma Frost. He hid Martha's brain in a desk drawer so that the mutants weren't aware of her powers over them. Martha had the power of psychochaff, which could blind the minds of mutants. Frost, however, broke out of Martha's hold and defeated the U-Men. Revenge and breaking free. Cyclops then freed Martha and held on to her, while Emma dangled Sublime out of a window, threatening to let him fall. But before she could carry out her threat, Sublime began to loosen his grip on her hand, and after telling her that Martha was telling him to let go, he fell to his death. Martha had achieved her revenge by using her telepathic skills to convince her kidnapper and assaulter to commit suicide. Cyclops and Emma then accompanied Martha to the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning, where Martha was placed in Zorn's special class. Her fellow classmate, Quentin Quire, sympathized with her. When he learned that she only had memories of her body, he created a floating glass case for her that had a leash which helped other students guide her around. The mutants in the Institute were not nice to Martha and gave her the nickname No Girl because of her having no body. Only Zorn recognized the hurt Martha must have felt from that cruel name and refused to use it. He referred to her as Martha. She also developed a close relationship with Ernst, a super strong mutant who looked like an old woman. She often spoke through Ernst and befriended other classmates. Joining the Brotherhood. Zorn's teaching methods and ideologies were often aligned with the principles of Magneto than those of Charles Xavier. Soon, it was revealed that Zorn was Magneto himself. He confronted Xavier and recruited the special class as his new Brotherhood. Magneto was so powerful at this time that he could not control his powers at all and accidentally killed Basilisk. Ernst and Martha were horrified by this, and Martha finally made her opinions clear, telling him that what he was doing was wrong. At the same time, the X-Men attacked and defeated him. Though Martha was against Magneto's plans, the fact that she was in Zorn's class alienated her in the Xavier Institute. After M-Day, Martha luckily held on to her mutant powers, but she wasn't allowed to try out for the new X-Men. Single-handedly saving Utopia. Years later, when the X-Men relocated to Utopia, Martha moved there too. Utopia did not live up to its name, as a threat soon came in the form of Quentin Quire. Quentin claimed that the idea of a mutant nation was his first, and the X-Men stole it to create Utopia. So he intended to destroy it and everyone living inside it. To get some entertainment out of his cruel plan, he told Martha about it and gave her 7.5 minutes to smash him. Quentin prevented her from reaching out to the X-Men and warning them. He would intercept her psychic signals every single time and taunt her. Finally, he smashed her case and left her to die. But even in her weakened state, Martha figured out Quentin's grand plan. He was planning to use Cerebella, the computer that helped amplify the power of telepaths, to destroy the island and place the Stepford Cuckoos in a mental loop. Martha quickly found out an error in the mental loop and alerted the youngest cuckoo, Celeste, who helped the rest of the cuckoos break free. After they defeated Quentin, they reached out to Martha and thanked her. She enjoyed the experience of helping people despite being in terrible danger herself, and this incident helped her realize that she was meant to be a superhero. Spider-Man's pet student. One of Wolverine's last wishes was for Peter Parker to teach mutants. To honor this wish, he took up a teaching job in the Jean Grey Institute, where Martha had recently enrolled. The mutants, however, did not take to Peter's teaching, as he was not a mutant, and they often showed distrust and disrespect. Martha, however, was respectful and looked up to Spider-Man. What the students didn't know, however, was that Wolverine's actual last wish was for Spider-Man to find out who the mole was among the student body. Spider-Man had narrowed the suspects to a few students and had created a special class out of them. His teaching methods included taking them out on patrol, and this helped the class grow closer to their teacher. One person who remained suspicious was Rachel Gray. Rachel tried to read his mind at the school science fair when Peter was distracted, but when she entered his mind, she found Martha there, who was ready to risk it all to protect her teacher. She not only kicked Gray out, but erased her memory to make sure she did not know about Spider-Man's true identity. This incident led Spider-Man to doubt Martha's intentions, thinking that she was the mole Wolverine was worried about. But it turned out to be Martha's friend, Ernst, who had been collaborating with Sinister. Sinister had promised Ernst that he would make a body for Martha if she provided him with DNA samples of the students. Sinister did keep his end of the promise by placing Martha's brain inside the clone of Storm, but as the clone was controlled by him, he began to harness the powers of Martha, with her being completely helpless. Ernst, realizing that though her heart was in the right place, her actions were terrible, ripped the brain out of the clone's body while Spider-Man and his students defeated the evil villain. Back at school, Spider-Man and his class rallied for Ernst and helped her avoid serious punishment. Finally, an X-Man with a body. When the Terrigen Mists wreaked havoc, Colossus realized the need for another group of mutants and trained Martha to be an X-Man. She joined Krakoa when it was created and formed the Lost Club. The Lost Club was a place for mutants who did not fit in with the others because of their unique bodies. The members included Cosmar, Rainboy, Anol, and of course Martha. Martha soon began to resent her code name No Girl, which felt like an insult to her, especially when she realized that the X-Men had not even bothered to help her build a body. Finally, her request was taken seriously by the Five, a group of 5 mutants who were assigned the task of resurrecting those who had passed before their time. Using the Krakoa resurrection process, they helped her create a new body that she believed she looked like. With this new identity, she became Cerebella, the pretty mutant with a transparent brain. An alternate future. In an alternate future, the Beast had become addicted to kick after the Institute had shut down. This impacted his decision-making skills, and he turned away from his friends. After finding a phoenix egg on the surface of the moon, the Beast intended to hatch it and wield the power of the phoenix to destroy everyone he thought was his enemy. The X-Men teamed up with Cassandra Nova and Martha to defeat him. As Martha had no body, she had not grown old and had survived into the future. But the brain does grow old, and her mind had started to feel the effects of old age. She had also contracted Alzheimer's disease. In this confused state of mind, Martha mistook Cassandra to be her friend from class, Ernst, and referred to her as such. Cassandra didn't mind and loved being connected to her. Ultimately, during the mission, both Cassandra and Martha were killed. Powers and Weaknesses of Cerebella. Created by Grant Morrison and Ethan Van Sciver, Cerebella first appeared in October 2001 in the 118th issue of New X-Men. She's known by a lot of aliases, like No Girl and Goddess of Tomorrow. She's an incredibly powerful telepath with advanced powers. She can even take down Emma in her diamond form. Her Psycho Chaff power, with which she can broadcast psionic signals around her, help disrupt the powers of other telepaths. Her signals cloud the minds of her victims and dissolve their concentration and nervous functions. She can completely control anybody's physical body by overwhelming their consciousness and placing herself in command. She can also block the powers of other mutants. Her blood, made from the Krakoa Resurrection Program, has bioluminescent powers. Her only weakness was that she needed regular injections when she was just a brain, but thanks to her body, that weakness has been eliminated. Marvelous verdict. Cerebella has been wronged not just by the cruelty of men, but by the inconsiderate behavior of her fellow mutants as well. Mutants who had been the outcasts of society should have responded better to a fellow outcast. Instead, they ridiculed her and constantly doubted her. Thankfully, with the establishment of Krakoa, times seem to be a-changing, and her needs have been fully met. We can't wait to see what new adventures Cerebella has. Let us know which of her story arcs you like the most in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do share and like so we're energized to create more awesome content for you. We'll be back soon with more entertaining and mind-blowing content, but until then, take care.